Hey everybody, I wanted to take a moment to show you this really great tool that I found at a conference just a week or so ago that was actually developed by a teacher right here in Minnesota. If you use articles that are hosted online, like newspaper articles, periodicals, or any kind of website, anything like that for students, and have always wanted to help them be a little bit more independent in their inquiry process, this is really going to be a great one for you. It's called Insert Learning. It is a Google Chrome app. It is a Google Chrome extension, so you have to install it on your Chrome browser. Um, what it allows you to do is essentially insert helpful annotations and guides into an article or online resource. So like right here, what I have is this article that I found on National Geographic, but you can use New York Times, you can use Wikipedia, you can literally use anything as long as it is an online article. And it's about this coral reef in the Philippines that's doing really well. And why is it, while coral reefs around the world are like kind of falling apart, this one's doing really well. And so it talks about why. Now, maybe I want my students to learn a little bit more about this and apply it to what we're talking about in terms of, I don't know, like biodiversity or in ecosystems or things like that. So insert learning can help me help them digest this really kind of dense article. The way you do it is you go over here and you click on it, and it loads the article. So it essentially is just scanning it because you're going to insert these things in paragraphs. So you have a bunch of tools over here. And let me show you what these tools do. So the first thing you have is you have a highlight text article. So maybe if you find a really important part of this article that you want to make sure they read, you can highlight it. And anything that I do is going to be saved, and I can share it with my students. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this highlight text thing because I want to make sure that they know when this area was first protected. And so I'm going to highlight that it was protected in 1998, just like that. I can click on this to change the color, because if I wanted to maybe do like yellow for main idea and blue for supporting ideas, like if I was trying to help them break down parts of a paragraph, I can do that. I can also enter a comment here for them to see. So it allows me to annotate this article, and they're going to be able to see this while they read it. Another thing I can do is I can insert these things which are called sticky notes. And sticky notes are really powerful. They can do a lot of things. Now down here in the article, it talks about why this area is doing so well. And it's really important, and I maybe want them to think a little bit more about that. It's kind of down, let's see, it's down here. That right here they have, it's very isolated, it says. And then in addition to that, there's a lot of public support for it, but also they have really vigilant park rangers. And so I'm going to use sticky notes. I'm going to click this. And that inserts here. Now I can paste an image, I can paste an HTML code, I can paste a YouTube link. There's a lot of different things I can click, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm going to paste just a question. And then I just go ahead and I hit return, done, and then it's right there. So now students are going to be able to like use that kind of guiding or like reflective question to learn about things. Now another thing I can do is at the end of this, right here it says that illegal fishing is something that's pretty is a danger for this area. And I want to make sure that they read that. So at the end of the article, or actually anywhere, I can insert a question. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. What is the main danger to this area? And then I'm going to hit create. Now, I click here and I enter some answers. So how about we'll type pollution, we'll type illegal fishing. That's the answer, so I'm going to click that. Let's type sharks, and let's type, I don't know, giraffes. Why not, right? There you go. So now this question is here, and you can actually insert as many as you'd like. Now one of the most exciting features of this whole thing is you can also insert a discussion. So I can go ahead and I can insert a discussion that everybody could see. At the end, that'll allow me to essentially allow students to interact and talk to each other. So I can have them at the end post a response to this article or in any way I want. So like, there you go. And those are just the basic tools. Now, what's really nice about this is I've done all this annotation and I don't want to lose it. So then I click here on more options. I go to the dashboard, and the free version allows you to have 5 lessons saved already. You see that? They're all right here. All you do to get them to your students is you click Assign. You can either share them directly to Google Classroom, or you can share them through this link, which is really cool. So you can annotate an entire article. You can scaffold it for students that maybe need more help thinking. You can insert additional resources to help students as they decipher it and pull it apart. You know, it's a really great thing. I think it's going to be really helpful in a lot of ways, and I think it's really impressive, and it's only going to get better because they're still building it. And another thing that's also awesome is down here you have examples in all subject areas that you can then use as well. And you can have up to 5 articles for free saved at a time, which is really awesome. So check this out if you get a chance to this break, because I think it's really going to be worth your time.